our one friends. This is Avery.
And Melissa.
Now we're going to sing 99 Bottles of Beer on the Wall song. Okay? Go! 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 98 bottles of beer on the wall, 98 bottles of beer on the wall, 98 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 97 bottles of beer on the wall, 97 bottles of beer on the wall, 97 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 96 bottles of beer. 96.
Oh,
96. 96 bottles of beer on the wall, 96 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 95 bottles of beer on the wall, 95 bottles of beer on the wall, 95 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 94 bottles of beer on the wall, 94 bottles of beer on the wall, 94 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 93 bottles of beer on the wall, 93 bottles of beer on the wall, 93 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 92 bottles of beer on the wall, 92 bottles of beer on the wall, 92 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 91 bottles of beer on the wall, 91 bottles of beer on the wall, 91 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 90 bottles of beer on the wall, 90 bottles.
89 bottles.
No, it's still 90.
Oh.
90 bottles of beer on the wall, 90 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 89 bottles of beer on the wall.
Yeah.
89 bottles of beer on the wall,
89 bottles of beer.
Take one down, pass it around.
88 bottles of beer on the wall, 88 bottles of beer on the wall, 88 bottles of beer.
Take one down, pass it around. 87 bottles of beer on the wall, 87 bottles of beer on the wall, 87 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 86 bottles of beer on the wall, 86 bottles of beer on the wall, 86 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 85 bottles of beer on the wall, 85 bottles of beer on the wall, 85 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 84 bottles of beer on the wall, 84 bottles of beer on the wall, 84 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 83 bottles of beer on the wall, 83 bottles of beer on the wall, 83 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 82 bottles of beer on the wall, 82 bottles of beer on the wall, 82 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 81 bottles of beer on the wall, 81 bottles of beer on the wall, 81 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 80 bottles of beer on the wall, 80 bottles of beer on the wall, 80 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 79 bottles of beer on the wall, 79 bottles of beer on the wall, 79 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. Who cares? 87 or 86 bottles of beer.
86 bottles of beer.
No, we're on 70. 78 bottles of beer on the wall, 78 bottles of beer on the wall, 78 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 76 bottles of beer on the wall.
No, 77.
Let's pretend we're 77 bottles of beer on the wall, 77 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 76 bottles of beer on the wall, 76 bottles of beer on the wall, 76 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 75 bottles of beer on the wall, 75 bottles of beer on the wall, 75 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 74 bottles of beer on the wall, 74 bottles of beer on the wall, 74 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 73 bottles of beer on the wall, 73 bottles of beer on the wall, 73 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 72 bottles of beer on the wall, 72 bottles of beer on the wall, 72 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 71 bottles of beer on the wall, 71 bottles of beer on the wall, 71 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 70 bottles of beer on the wall, 70 bottles of beer on the wall, 70 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 69 bottles of beer on the wall, 69 bottles of beer on the wall, 69 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 68 bottles of beer on the wall, 68 bottles of beer on the wall, 68 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 68 bottles of beer on the wall, 68 bottles of beer on
67.
68.
68 bottles of beer on the wall, 68 bottles of beer.
Oh, 67. 67 bottles of beer on the wall.
Take one down, pass it around.
66 bottles of beer on the wall. 66 bottles of beer on the wall. 66 bottles of beer.
Take one down, pass it around. 65 bottles of beer on the wall. 65 bottles of beer on the wall. 65 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 64 bottles of beer on the wall.
We're not even halfway and it's 5 minutes. Who cares? I don't give a word.
You
64
do because
bottles
you
of beer on the wall. 64 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 63 bottles of beer on the wall. 63 bottles of beer on the wall. 63 bottles of beer.
Take one down, pass it around. 62 bottles of beer on the wall. 62 bottles of beer on the wall. 62 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 61 bottles of beer on the wall. 61 bottles of beer on the wall. 61 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 59 bottles of beer on the wall. 59 bottles of beer on the wall. 57 bottles of beer.
59 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 58 bottles of beer on the wall.
51 bottles of beer on the wall.
Shush up. 50. I don't care if you're skipping. We're not going to cheat the viewers, okay? I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
This is on our list to do this song, okay?
Well, we better hurry up.
Who cares if they don't catch the whole thing? You need to quit. 56. We're on 56. Or 58. I don't know. We're on 58 because you made me forget, and it's all your fault. Because
And no, they're not going to see the whole thing.
And it's your fault because you were trying to cheat them.
I thought you skipped
know what?
like 2.
No. And if I did, I didn't do it on purpose.
Oh.
58 bottles of beer on the wall. 58
You
bottles
went to
of
like
beer.
58 to
Take
56.
one down, pass it around. 58 bottles of beer on the wall. 57 bottles of beer on the wall.
57 bottles
Of beer, take one down, pass it around. 56 bottles of beer on the wall. 56 bottles of beer on the wall. 56 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 55 bottles of beer on the wall. 55 bottles of beer on the wall. Sing it with me. This is
55
us.
bottles of beer on the wall.
55 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 54 bottles
I think
of
we
beer
need to
on
do
the
that
wall.
video.
I'm not singing that over again. Take one down, pass it around. 3 bottles of beer on the wall. 3 bottles of beer on the wall. 3 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 2 bottles of beer on the wall. 2 bottles of beer on the wall. 2 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 1 bottle of beer on the wall. 1 bottle of beer on the wall. 1 bottle of beer. Take one down, pass it around. No more bottles of beer on the wall.